It's time.
Bring on the ha-ha.
All right, here we go.
Cocktail show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Oh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Wow.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail show.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Gary Meier.
Snow.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails. Ooh, drinks.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On Friday, December 8th, 2023, the second night of Hanukkah. This past Tuesday, December 5th, Epcot at Walt Disney World Resort opened the newly created World Celebration Gardens area of the park, featuring Walt the Dreamer, a new statue of Walt Disney sitting at Dreamer's Point, overlooking a vast area of gardens and ultimately towards the World Showcase area of the park. December 5th marked the 122nd anniversary of Walt Disney's birth in Chicago, and the concept of an experimental prototype community of tomorrow getting built in Central Florida is often said to have been his last great dream.
The most exciting, the most important part of our Florida project, in fact, the heart of everything we'll be doing in Disney World, will be our experimental prototype city of tomorrow. We call it Epcot.
At night, this newly opened area features programmable lighting effects that tie into lighting on the surface of Spaceship Earth, the geosphere that is the central icon of the park and the entire entry plaza of Epcot. December 5th was also the debut of Epcot's new nighttime spectacular, Luminous, The Symphony of Us, at World Showcase Lagoon. The all-new nighttime show includes 2 brand new songs along with a number of familiar Disney songs, and its story is told with fountains, lighting, lasers, and of course fireworks. Gary's of course excited that December 5th also marked the 90th anniversary of the end of Prohibition. But of course the cocktail show celebrates that every time we stream. Today's show will be no different, I'm sure, so no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa.
The best way to watch this show is the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio.
We may show them on the screen
and or talk about them.
And that's it.
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Here we go. Let's have a good time on America's podcast. Boom. Shakalaka.
Live. Welcome to, well, you know what this is. We've been talking about it forever, at least on the regular shows over the last few years. And the first 5 minutes tell you where you're at. It's where you come every Friday to get rid of the goo, the fugazi, the wazi, the woozy that you've accumulated all week. You come here and it gets cleansed, it's scraped off. That's what we do for this hour. And we hope to achieve that once again. And the guest this week will be our official bartender, Jenna Duddleston, with her December drink. Happy Hanukkah, Alan. And I have to go to Alan right now, but I have to do a few things first to get this thing airborne. Kick the tires, light the fires, and then we've got 2 more sequences now during the holidays. There are the tires. We're going to light them up. There they go. Now Leslie has to remove the condom, put on her safety goggles. I hope that's not a harbinger of bad luck with the black cat.
No, he's anything but bad luck. He's just
okay, good.
Pie. So I am telling you that there is some serious buildup on this.
Yeah, that's going to pop.
Bottle of Oyster Bay Sauvignon Blanc. So here we go.
3, 2.
Watch your eyes, honey.
What?
Oh,
sideways.
Oh, Lord.
No,
oh, that one did travel. Yikes! What was that?
Nice. And then the other thing.
I got to tell you, this is a stunt bottle of fizzy lifting drink. No, of lemon lime soda. So it had extra bubbles.
Because it's a stunt bottle because
the real bottle went inside Pee-Pee Santa. Hello, I'm Pee-Pee Santa. And he's the one who's going to be pouring the drinks
final
tonight.
Sequence. Yeah, this has to happen before we go wheels up. There it is.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming, Santa. There we go.
A little last minute shake there, and
honestly, yeah, he's pretty. Once you shut him off, there's not a lot of drippage.
That's what he said.
Should have had a tissue nearby.
Tissue. And there, I love this sequence. The peek at the glass and then the sip. Oh, geez, that's hey, cheers! Happy holidays, everybody!
Thank you, Santa.
All right, Alan is celebrating Hanukkah, as all of our Jewish friends are. It's early this year, right, Alan?
Well, Hanukkah swings all over December because the Hebrew calendar is a lunar calendar.
Yeah,
it's been as early as Thanksgiving. What, 3-4 years ago, which was the first time it overlapped with Thanksgiving. I think ever, because Thanksgiving is only 150 or so years old, and I think it won't overlap with Thanksgiving again. They said until like 2400, 2500 AD, something like that.
Which would be in the Jewish calendar 6,000 something or another.
Oh, probably more than that, right? Because we're up to 57 something or other now.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't written a check in a while, so I don't know.
Okay, I want to go back to the opening when you were showing Walt, and I remember Walt dying around Christmas in the 60s. I vividly remember that.
The anniversary of his death is a week from tonight. He died on December 15th.
I'm at home. We got the Christmas tree up, and I'm reading the paper. Remember the newspaper? Walt Disney dead, and he was in his 60s, I believe. Yeah, relatively young.
66.
Yeah. Okay. So, anywho, and when you were showing him, there was a building off to our left, his right, and it looked like the Burj Khalifa. It was a real tall building. Was that some kind of concept he had for a real tall building?
Yeah, that's the concept. No, I'm aware of what that is, and you can actually see a model of that building to this day if you ride the People Mover at the Magic Kingdom. That is a building that was proposed to be the center of Epcot, because Epcot was supposed to be an actual city. Let me see if I have that B-roll handy.
And how tall was it going to be?
I don't know that it was going to be all that tall. I mean, compared to life in Chicago, but as a Floridian where most of our buildings aren't that tall, in the model, it looks to be over 20 stories, 30 stories, something like that.
I just got a quick glance and it looked like the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Yeah, well, I guess in proportion to the flat farmland, the flat farmland that it was replacing. Let me see if I got this B-roll handy here.
All right, I just thought
it's not cooperating.
It caught my eye. No big deal. I like talking about things that catch my eye. Is that wrong?
And your eye gets caught so often these days.
It does.
There's
and
so
I'm going to go.
This is what you're talking about here.
I'm a visual kind of guy. I saw that.
Oops.
Epcot.
Oops, I missed it. There it is.
There it is. Look at it.
Here it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it certainly does look like the.
Yeah, I'm not as dumb as I look.
It's no longer the Burj Khalifa. It's the Burj Dubai. They changed the name. Like the Sears Tower, now Willis Tower. They're going to do that thing to us.
Okay.
So that we have to.
Okay. I'm not seeing things. Is what I'm saying here. Okay. Hey, a little programming note. I've talked about this the last few days. We were going to have Timmy Shawn on this program. He's the guy that redid the latest Beatles song, and we like it better than what Paul McCartney did. And he had to cancel because he's not feeling well. He is scheduled for December 22nd. So in 2 weeks, or what's today? 22nd, yes.
Oh my God. That's going to be our Christmas show, isn't 2 weeks?
Yes. Yeah, Christmas is going to be over in about 2.5 weeks. Okay, just
By the
deal
way,
with that.
I should never correct you when you're on a roll. It is the Burj Khalifa still, otherwise
See,
known as the Burj Dubai.
again, I am not as dumb as I look, and I know I look dumb. I know when people say to me, "Oh God, does he look dumb?"
Oh my
But
gosh, yeah.
so
Everyone
dumb,
says so. No, I'm kidding.
so dumb looking. Okay, so December 22nd, Timmy Sean will be on, and I did not know about Tim until listener Jeff sent me the vid of him deconstructing the Beatles song, putting it back together, and wow. And then I looked at some other YouTube vids of Timmy, and this guy is super talented. Very excited to have him on. Next Friday, I'm going to have speaking of Walt Disney, the Walt Disney of weather, Mr. Tom Skilling. Tom Skilling is the ace weatherman in Chicago, has been for 40 some years. And other weathermen around the country genuflect to him. He is retiring in February, and we're going to have him on next Friday because I am a very close friend of Tom, and I've been wanting to get him on for a long time. And now we're going to do that next Friday, along with Rob Ryan Sullivan. We're going to talk about his book, A Trek Within. And this is really interesting. It's following your inner compass. And Rob talks about going through all kinds of health issues and life issues and how he navigated those using, well, intuitives, psychics, your gut feeling and all that stuff. If you believe in that, he's going to tell you how it worked for him. Yeah. All right.
Well, you
that's
said
next
though
Friday.
that you cracked the book and within the first two
and-
pages there
right,
were some
right, and
vortexes.
about
going.
2 or 3 pages. Okay, I can extend one out right now if you want. Would you like me to extend one?
We're all here for you, Gary. Please.
All right, I'm going to do this right now. And Jenna, stand by. We're going to get to you in just a minute. Okay, in the first 2 or 3 pages of Rob's book, he mentions this writer, Asa Baber, who wrote for Playboy magazine for a number of years. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, oh my God, okay. Asa was on our radio show a number of times. Asa wrote this column in Playboy called Men, and it dealt specifically with men's issues. One of the columns he wrote was about his very bad relationship with his father. And he mentioned this book by Jackie Cooper. You know who Jackie Cooper is?
No,
Okay,
it's not the child actor.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, child actor and a movie star in his day.
Okay.
And he
part of the impetus for child labor laws, right?
I was Jackie Coogan.
Coogan. See, that's where I stalled because
Finger gun.
okay.
Finger gun.
Okay.
So Jackie Cooper's book is mentioned, and the book is Please Don't Shoot My Dog. Okay. Which I got from Amazon 20 some years ago when Amazon was just selling books because you couldn't find this. It was an old book. And here's why the whole thing blew my mind, because in this autobiography, Jackie talks about his shitty relationship with his father, right? And he's an adult. He didn't have any contact with his father. His father left when he was a kid, and Jackie pretty much supported his family. Jackie liked to race cars, so he lived in New York and he bought a Jaguar XK out in Los Angeles, and he was going to drive it back to New York, right? Convertible.
Okay.
So Jackie is driving through Oklahoma, middle of the country, and hits this bad storm, and it rips the convertible top, and he pulls over to try to kind of fix it. And
turn the rag top into a rag top.
Yeah. And while he's looking to fix it, he sees a sign, convertible tops fixed, next exit, something like that. Okay. So he goes to this place. He pulls in. It's kind of a gas station-y thing, and pulls in, and guy that runs the place comes out. Jackie says, "Hey, is there any way you can fix this top?" Da da da. So the guy starts working on it, and they don't really talk for a while. And then finally, the guy he got the feeling that he recognized Jackie, but didn't say anything. And then after a while, the mechanic points to a lit window above the gas station and says, "Do you know who lives up there?" And Jackie goes, "No, your father lives up there." Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's chill
right?
bumpy kind
right,
of
right,
stuff.
right.
Okay.
So I get the book and I read the. Okay. So this is 35 years ago that this article appeared in Playboy. So about a month after it came out in the magazine, I decided to bring the magazine to work and make some copies because I wanted to show people, because I thought that's a very interesting story. The day I bring the magazine in and make the copies, after work, going home, and I take a different route out of the parking garage to the normal way I would normally go. I took another way, and I came to a stoplight. And as I'm sitting at the stoplight, Asa Baber is crossing the street right in front of me on that day.
No.
I know, that's the kind of weird stuff. And he mentions Asa in this book, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. And that's what Rob kind of focuses on, these quinky dinky things, whatever you believe in, fate, kismet, whatever. Yeah. But that moment, that kind of stuff, because I've had those moments.
Right.
I've had really weird moments like this. And what is it?
It's a moment, 2 minutes either way. This never would have happened.
Right. Left turn, right turn, who knows?
Your ragtop turning into a ragtop in Oklahoma at just this place. That's really bizarre.
That's what I mean. Weird stuff like that. So anyway,
cool.
That's coming up next Friday. And right now we are anxious for a Jenna Duddleston drink. I know that. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't done comments.
Oh, well, and weren't you going to ask Alan about something else too? No, you asked him about the Burj.
Here, that's Jackie Cooper. Recognize him at all?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, he was a big TV, Our Gang comedy, and then he went into movies, a lot of television back in the 50s and 60s. Okay.
Got it.
This is a day that a lot of us remember. I don't know if it's implanted in your brain, Leslie, as much as mine. Jenna, why don't you come up and we'll talk, and I'm going to get into the comments here. First of all, let's put Keely-Ann up, because that's the first thing that has to happen, and we'll get that officially started right here.
Yes.
All right. Counting down the days till Christmas with my Schnauzer advent calendar. Each day has a lovely Schnauzer decorated for Christmas. That's a sweet ass calendar. Yeah.
That sounds like a custom calendar.
That's custom.
Yeah.
That's called custom. Jenna, you're probably too young to remember the day John Lennon was murdered.
I definitely don't think I was a thought in anyone's mind yet.
Yeah.
I was still swimming somewhere.
Okay. Here's a weird moment. I'm texting a good friend of mine last night, and he says, Brad Pitt is coming to Chicago this weekend, and I'm going to have dinner with him. And I mentioned that to my daughters, and they had no idea who he is.
No.
Okay.
His daughters they're young, but I'm thinking they had no idea.
So
hang
Garry,
on, guys.
Go ahead.
Who's friend? What friend? Where are they going? Jen and I are gonna doll it up, and my God, where? Who? How?
You know who the guy is, but I don't know all the particulars. I'll find out as it develops. But the point is, some people don't get the touchstones that we get because their generation has their own, and as you get older, yours become yours, and they just drift away from people that have no connection to them.
This just happened with Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not kidding you. Like, so you know how you were just talking about that book and the vortex and all these weird little coincidences? Well, you and I are about to have a really weird one right now, Garry, because my cousin just sent me a video. She is a diehard Leo fan, loves him more than I think her husband sometimes. And I don't remember the man, but he said something along the lines of like, well, I'm friends with Leonardo DiCaprio. And his kids were like, who's that?
Yeah.
Yes, Leslie. Yes.
That's how easy it is to disconnect from a generation.
No, but seriously, there were many things that occurred before I was born that were big enough that, I wasn't around for Pearl Harbor, but I know what Pearl Harbor was. I wasn't around for Laurel and Hardy, but I knew who Laurel and Hardy were. Those
I know,
sort of things.
that doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't compute with the younger generations. They just, they start from this square. They don't go back that deeply.
They need to get it together is what they need to do, is they need to get it together. Because Leo didn't die on Titanic for nothing.
That's right.
that was put out years ago called Cultural Literacy. And it essentially said these are 500 things that everybody should be able to relate to. Some things like old idioms and Bible verses and authors. Like anybody born in 2023 should still know who William Shakespeare is when they get to high school, those sort of things. But maybe it's because there's so much information coming at us that it's hard to
Catalog all
find
of it.
those things. Yeah.
Well, I'll
you make a
remember
good
this
point.
day. Yeah, I remember this day 43 years ago like it was yesterday, because it was when John Lennon was killed, and I was asleep because we were doing morning, so I had been in bed for about 3 or 4 hours. He was shot about 10:30, 11 o'clock Eastern time, and about midnight, I get a phone call, and it's our producer, and he goes, John Lennon was in I thought he said, because I was half asleep, John Lennon was in an accident. And I didn't know if he was dead or not. And then I turned the radio on.
Rick Kempfer?
No, that was
okay.
before Rick.
Okay.
So I turned the radio on thinking, well, they're going to probably talk me out. And he was dead. And I'm like, what? So then we had to go on the air that morning and tell people who were just getting up that had gone to bed and not heard the news. And they heard it. A lot of people heard it from Howard Cosell on Monday Night Football. That's where a lot of people heard it, because they got the news flash, and then Howard Cosell started. Have you ever seen this clip?
Wasn't it something akin to that? How people got the news about Princess Diana dying, like that they were watching a sporting event and it got mentioned because it was live. Well,
I remember when Osama bin Laden, OBL, was killed, and I think I was watching The Apprentice, and in my mind, after Trump became president, I thought of this scenario where OBL's watching The Apprentice and he hears a knock at the door. Hello, who is it? Land Shark, who is it? Hello. And then, because that media room of his was another total shithole. And that kind of stuff where you remember Obama coming out and saying he's dead, we've killed him, and that kind of thing. And yeah, that kind of stuff where you're like, wow, okay, that's burned in. Now, so Lennon is killed. I went to New York for the ceremony in Central
Strawberry
Park.
Fields.
Yes, I flew to New York for that. Thousands of us in Central Park. They had the moment of silence. And I keep looking for myself in these crowd shots because I had this real bad snowmobile jacket on, bright red. And I would be, if I saw a crowd shot and it's a bright red jacket, that's probably me. But it was so bizarre because everybody's hanging outside the Dakota, just milling around and trying to believe that this happened. And to this day, if you go to New York and stand outside the Dakota, watch how many people stop, take pictures as if it just happened. Every day. Yeah. And Jenna, you were nowhere near born. Your birthday is Monday. Happy early birthday, Jenna, December baby.
Thank you.
What is the one weird moment in history that you first remember? Like that thing that.
Oh, well, I have two. My earliest one is hands down 9/11. I was in 3rd grade. I remember everything about that day, and also remembering maybe it was a week or two later. Me and my mom were, I was grabbing something for her in our laundry room, and the paper was on our dryer, and it was still talking about 9/11. And I said to my mom, I go, Mom, please don't be mad at me for asking this, but why are we still talking about this? Because I didn't understand. Well, I just didn't understand the significance of it because what, in 3rd grade, you're 8?
8.
Yeah. So I didn't get it. Obviously I did eventually, but the most recent one to kind of compare to the John would be Kobe Bryant. I had when Kobe died, I was ironically shadowing a color analyst for a basketball game. And I hadn't done that in years. So I had gotten in my car early on Sunday morning, drove down to Illinois State, got there. It is less than 2 minutes for tip off. and I had TMZ notifications on my phone, and I got the notification about Kobe, and I'm dyslexic. So I really thought that my brain wasn't comprehending what I was reading. I was like, hey guys, I don't know if you want to talk about this on the broadcast, but Kobe died. And they were like,
And
what?
they're like, ha 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 ha. Yeah.
No, literally, because it was, no one else had reported it. It was only by TMZ. I went straight to Twitter to try to figure out what had happened. And then 20 minutes later, we found out that his daughter, Gigi, had died too. And my stomach just dropped. So that would be like the closest thing that I could, remember in terms of like remembering the moment, everything about it. But the first one, hands down, would definitely be 9/11 for me.
And this is why we drink. When we start thinking about all these moments, it's what the hell is going on?
Yes.
Speaking of which.
Speaking of that.
What is the drink du jour?
We are making a peppermint white Russian today. So for the holiday season, if you guys want to be really fancy party guest, you can absolutely do this. You don't have to. Remember, you can be very lazy and grab yourself a bottle of wine or crack open a can of beer. But if you want to be a little bougie at the party, this is what we do. Okay. So first thing you're going to do, this step is 100% optional, or you can do Leslie's Santa. Also, that thing reminds me of Austin Powers when he comes back to life after being frozen and he's peeing for like 10 minutes. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take some white chocolate and you're going to put it on a plate. All right. And then you're going to get your glass, and on the rim, we're going to put some white chocolate. All right. I also love white chocolate so much. So anytime I can use it, it makes me happy. All right. Then we're going to have some crushed candy canes. So this is where, if anyone has a little rage inside of them, take the candy canes out of the bag, put it in a gallon Ziploc baggie, take the beater that the old Italian women have, and just beat the shit out of it to create some crushed candy canes.
Ooh, that's pretty already.
Put it along the rim. All right. So we do that. All right. So this guy is all prepped, and we're just going to put him to the side to get our drink going. Okay. So that's all ready to go. Now take our shaker. We're going to add about like a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. Again, depending on your level of love of chocolate, guys. Again, I'm not judging you. You add as much in there as you want. Am I going to do a little bit more? Yes. Don't tell anyone, okay? Because I just really like chocolate. All right. We're going to do that. Next, we are going to take some vodka. All right. And we're going to do 1 ounce. Pour it on in. Perfect. We're going to take some half and half. Now, you don't have to do half and half if you don't want to. You can do milk. You can do whatever your dairy preference, non-dairy choice is. It's completely up to you. But I am going to do 1.5 ounces of coconut milk because that is all I have. Then take your Kahlua. Kahlua, Jamaica. Ooh, I don't know if that's how it actually goes.
Close enough.
But we're going to do it. All right, 2 ounces of that guy. Also, everyone should have Kahlua in their house. If you don't have it, go and buy it. Tell them Jenna sent you. You will not get a discount code. And then lastly, little peppermint schnapps to make your breath smell better. Okay? Because if you want to make out with someone later, it's like a natural peppermint. We're going to do half an ounce of that guy.
It's like mouthwash.
It's like mouthwash.
With a kick.
Mouthwash with a kick. Okay, add some ice in, guys. If I can get it out of the cup. It froze. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to shake it like a Polaroid picture. Okay.
How do you remember Polaroids?
I remember Polaroids. They're making a comeback.
Yeah, they're totally making a comeback. I was at an event recently and a bunch of like Gen Zers were taking Polaroid pictures of each other.
Do you know who you can thank for that one?
Who dat?
Miss Taylor Swift.
Boy, she's just talk about a mover and a shaker.
Yep. Okay. Then we're going to take this and dirty dump it, which basically means you're just pouring everything in. Perfection. All right. And then, ladies and gentlemen, your peppermint
there it is.
white Russian. Cheers.
Nice.
Let's see.
Look at that. Happy holidays.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think I need a minute.
Okay, so I hear that Wendy's has brought back the peppermint frosty, but this I think would top that by about 1,000,000%. So
I think so too. Screw Wendy's.
Ironically, I've heard that candy canes, anything peppermint, gives you really bad breath. It's the opposite of what you think. So be careful there. Yeah. Candy canes, those, yeah, any kind of peppermint candy does the exact opposite of what you want it to do.
But why?
I don't know, but I've
Because I
read
have
that.
one like right on my tongue right now. Like,
Just
okay,
get an
never mind.
Altoid chaser and you'll be fine.
there you go. A wintergreen Altoid will fix all that.
I do love an Altoid. I love an Altoid.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys,
All
this
right.
is so good.
Yeah.
I really want to make this. I want us to all to be in the same room so I can make each of you one of these.
Yay.
Someday.
So good.
I
Someday.
know, someday.
Oh my
Someday.
God. So white chocolate, man. That white chocolate.
So how do you do your white? How do you get your white chocolate? It's not like it comes in a. Really, you can buy it just like that.
Yeah. So
What's that brand?
what is it? Torani? I've never heard of it before, but like I have the caramel for this guy, which is great. So I'm a big dessert person. I love me some ice cream. And there's nothing better than little sea salt caramel. So put some vanilla.
And it comes in
caramel.
that squeezable form.
Yeah,
Just
so
like
they have it with white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, caramel. I'm trying to think what else.
That's a good assortment.
It's a great little, thing to have in your back pocket.
Samantha wants to know if you can make one without alcohol.
Yeah. How could you make it without alcohol? You could do, I'm trying to think. So,
Go to Wendy's, get a peppermint, So
you could do peppermint syrup. So like peppermint syrup that they have for coffee. You could do it with that. If you wanted to add the coffee flavor in, you could do like an espresso or like a decaf just to still, because the Kahlua gives you that coffee flavoring, which is what you're going to want. So whatever your coffee assortment is. So if it's just regular coffee, if it's, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, cold brew. Cold brew would be really easy. So you don't have to get it to like, the heat wise to calm down. And then, so I would do it like half and half cold brew, peppermint syrup. And then, I would do that.
Okay. Well, too bad
And
you
white
can't
chocolate.
have alcohol. That's
And
the
white
sad
chocolate.
part.
How much peppermint schnapps? Half an ounce. You only need a little bit of that guy for your good breath, but apparently it makes it bad. So I'm sorry. I was really wanting all of us to have really good breath,
Yeah. Well, 90 years ago, Prohibition was taken away. And that's why we celebrate all these Fridays to say, yes, these poor people before 90 years ago, they had to go get bootlegs and stuff like that.
But I bet it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Because like we kind of had a little Prohibition style at the bar during the pandemic. And it felt very Prohibition-like, where windows were blacked out, no lights were on, no music was on, volume had to be at a minimum. There was a secret code, and you had to text someone to get into the bar.
It makes it more exciting.
It was so exciting, but the anxiety that I had as a bartender during that time was terrible. Coming home, though, afterwards, I was like, that was awesome. In the moment, it was like highs and lows. It was too much.
Like Lucinda, we have family stories about the still that was out in the field at the family farm, and then the revenuers would show up, which is what they would call the Internal Revenue Service. And I guess they were the ones that would oversee or do the enforcement of that sort of thing. And they would have to take the hot still and go hide in the ditch so that it wouldn't get caught. And then they'd bring it back and keep making their, moonshine, essentially.
It's the Department of, it's ATF, the Department of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Somebody put those in a category. I mean, those are your
all the
whatever.
fun stuff.
Yeah,
All the fun stuff.
Let's take all the fun stuff and make
Yeah.
a department to make it
Yes.
not so
And
much
they're
fun.
all legal. And that's why we live in this country, I guess. All right, Jenna, thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and happy birthday on Monday.
Thank you guys.
And wait a minute. Last year, this is how fast this year has collapsed. I remember you talking about this. I don't know if it's a tradition or something about sitting under a table on New Year's Eve, or what was that?
Yeah. It was if you it sounds so sad, but apparently if you are single and looking to be with your significant other or find your significant other at the stroke of midnight on New Year's, you eat grapes underneath a table. Any type of table. You just have to be under said table while eating grapes.
And did you do that last New Year's?
No, I didn't get to, because which is probably explains why I'm still single. But I was bartending and had a full bar, and it was absolute bananas. So by the time it was midnight, everyone was drinking shots, and I had this bottle of champagne, and I just said it and opened the champagne and started chugging it. So that was my eating my grapes. I just drank straight from the bottle of champagne at midnight.
All right. Well, I remember that, and that is a thing.
And it felt like it was 5 minutes ago that we were talking about this.
It was 5 minutes ago. It's that saying of the days are long, but the years go fast. And goddamn, is that true?
Well,
Okay,
and that
Jenna.
also sounds like a combination of a lot of, because there isn't that a Latino, please excuse me if I'm incorrect, but that there is a thing about eating grapes at midnight. And now the under the table part, though, is something completely different. Were there black-eyed peas or herring involved at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, good, because that's another New Year's thing. We'll get into that, in 4 freaking weeks now?
Yeah, pretty much. Also, I want to add this into the December 22nd mix. The house band Oh Yes will perform a Christmas song. They're part of that December 22nd cocktail show coming up. All right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Thank you for a great year, Jenna.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thank
all
you
your
guys.
drinks.
I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
You're killing me.
I'm sorry.
And you're a baby beside. What do you? She's turning 17 this year.
Sure, we can say that. So I shouldn't be drinking this, but oopsie.
Well, but your mom said it's okay, just this once.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, she wrote the thing and came to the bar with me, so it's all fine.
Oh,
Jenna Duddleston, the official bartender of the GarrForce. Thank you. All right. You want to set up the prize package and
we could do that.
Talk about that?
Sure, why not? It's kind of an eclectic little prize package, but it starts with a Buddy Bear Car Wash backpack. We've been giving these away for the last couple weeks because thank you, Buddy Bear Car Wash. You're the people who make the music possible
All the
on
music.
our shows. So
That's heard on the GarrForce, brought to you by Buddy Bear Car Washes in Chicago. Give your car a bear hug. George Bliss is he's the community negotiator, good guy, and he got that sponsorship for us. Thank you, George.
if you do happen to be the winner and you live in the Chicago area, I will also throw in a free Buddy Bear car wash too. Last week's winner was from out of state, so she did not receive. She. I can't keep track because it's like every 2 seconds we're having another winner. I'm throwing in a pair of gloves because it's that time of year, but these will allow you to watch the GarrForce on your phone, even if you're outside, because you can touch right through there, and it should allow you to use your device even with your gloves on. So there you go. I got a pair of pliers, needle nose, because they come in handy. Okay, I threw those in there because I saw them and they seem cool. We love our friends at Oh Yes, as we mentioned. They'll be on in the next couple weeks here. So you've got a couple of koozies and bracelets. We've got a ball liquor from our friend Tracy in Wisconsin. Oh, I didn't pull it up, but you'll get a bendable as well. You can see one of those hanging from the speed bump sign behind me, but that's going in there. Of course, a new Garry Meier Show refrigerator magnet, custom made by our own Ellen Delinka. And finally, the prize that started it all. It is a wine condom.
All right.
So that's a hell of a prize package, I'd say.
All right. Ryan is on board here.
Wait,
and
should
Ryan,
we start setting people up? So
we want to put what's the winning phrase? What are we going to do here?
What say we say hashtag peppermint? Doesn't that seem like a thing? I know
fine.
I'm blindsiding Ellen with this because usually we try to set something up beforehand, but otherwise standard spelling PEPPERMINT. Don't even worry about whether it's capital or not, but hashtag peppermint. There you go.
All right. So you can put that in the queue anytime you want now. And we're going to say hello to Ryan. Hello, Ryan. You're muted.
You're muted.
Wasn't the peppermint schnapps the thing you had at that bachelor party?
Yeah, I when she mentioned peppermint schnapps,
I was waiting for you to get a little woozy, Garry.
Yeah. That's my kryptonite. Ooh, that's a tough one. But hey, it's my problem. I shouldn't have drank so much.
There you go. I know many people that have gotten the same thing with that Goldschlager with the little flicks of gold.
All that stuff.
They can never go near that again either.
Yeah, I can't drink tequila at all.
No,
I'm not a tequila fan.
I'm allergic to tequila. My hands swell up. So,
although I went to the Jose Cuervo family hacienda, and they serve tequila like cognac. There's no doing shots of it. It's a sipping liquor, and they treat it in a very different way than those of us here in the States do. And it's not nearly as off-putting that way.
And we showed that Tesla tequila. Elon's got to have his fingers in that too. Look at that bottle. That's totally Elon.
Yeah.
Look at that. Jesus. Okay. All right. You know what I saw advertised today? For the first time, a TV commercial, that light you sent me, that wizard light.
Oh yeah,
that disc. It's and I'm thinking, I don't have it in my car, but it's a perfect thing to have. If you break down, you should have a number of these things because
you can put
has
them
a
on
strobe, a red strobe, and they show people lighting flares. You always see flare people. That's not. This is the 21st century. That wizard light is great.
And I saw them at Walmart when I was walking through the end cap. So they're still pushing them. So they're still.
It's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
It has several features, a bright light, that flashing light. And if your car breaks down, you want to have, they showed us a number of car crashes, people parked on the shoulder and somebody ramming into them. And then they had the wizard lights surrounding the car off to the side. Yeah.
Not alien tape though. That was a thumbs down. The alien tape wasn't worth it.
Alien tape
was a disappointment.
Didn't pass the test. No.
Yeah.
So okay. So you have some photos.
I have some pictures. I have some photos.
Why don't you hold on? Let's pay homage to the sponsors. And that would be starting with Bettenhausen Automotive.
The green flag is up, and we are rounding turn 1 on our new Lockport location. Look for Bettenhausen's new state-of-the-art facility opening spring of 2024. For your immediate vehicle needs, find what others already know. It's better at Bettenhausen. Your best car buying experience starts at Bettenhausen on 159th Street in Tinley Park. Bettenhausen, the Midwest's highest volume dealer, has over 400 new vehicles to choose from. Shop now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
Now, a number of you that listen to the GarrForce don't live around Illinois, say. We've got a lot of Arizona people and Florida, if you're looking for a new car, see if they can ship one to you if the price is right, and it will be. I have relatives that looked at the price, and they don't live near Illinois, and they went, "Oh, we have to get it from Bettenhausen," and they got it shipped, and they love it. All right. David Hochberg, he's the guy for your mortgage and things. The mortgage rate has come down. And I saw this story that there is a spurt of people going out now and getting their mortgages or refis because it's come down from around 8. It's around 7 now. And when David talked to us a year and a half ago, it was 3. What did he say? What did he say?
He said that we should always buy.
Yeah, it's 3.
No matter what happens, buy when you can, but he is able to help you negotiate even when the interest rates are ridiculous.
But he said at that point, don't wait, it's going to go up.
It's going to go
up. And it went up.
Yep.
Now he's saying, okay, if the house that you're looking at is priced right for you, don't hesitate, get it, take the 7% mortgage, and then renegotiate, refi about a year and a half from now when it really comes down even deeper. All right. That's the number there for the free consultation. All right. All right, Ryan. So what has been happening in your life this week?
It's been a quiet week. I haven't been to the grocery store. We've been all kind of tied up with a lot of things going on at night. So it's been.
Your son got baptized, and now
he did, and I have a picture in there. And he's been behaved all week. So we told him to add some extra holy water, and it seemed to have worked. So.
Yay!
So that's my advice. But yeah, he's been doing well after the baptism. So it was just a small ceremony, but it was nice. So,
tell him welcome to the club.
Yes. So I have some pictures. This first one is one that Jenna mentioned when we were talking about the Santa. Leslie has. This is one you load with cigarettes and push down, and the cigarettes come out.
Okay. I can see the wine, and I want to see eggnog come out of there before Christmas, Leslie. But a cigarette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like a little phone rotary dial where you load it up at the top, and then you push down, and it.
On top of that, don't smoke. Smoking sucks. Yeah. It's a terrible habit, and it will cost you. And just don't do it.
I understand the wine tie-in. I don't understand the cigarette coming out of the junk.
No.
Although
cigarette can come out, eggnog can come out, Gary, right?
Well, eggnog makes sense to me. It's the holidays. It's a liquid. This is a cigarette coming out of his junk.
Apparently there are Pez dispensers too. Now I don't know if those are your classic Pez dispensers or whether these are grown-up Santa Pez dispensers, but even that is better than a cigarette.
The Pez dispenser has a cigarette that comes out?
No, it's a Santa that dispenses Pez, but I don't know if it's coming out of his neck.
Yeah, I remember the one that came out of his neck years ago.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think Pez would have one coming out of his crotch. A listener sent me this. I talk about classic Christmas, and that's the way it should stay. These twinkle lights, those bubble lights.
Yeah.
Those were on a lot of trees when I was a kid. I love those too. Do you love those?
My friend Pat swears by bubble lights. Like he will not put up a Christmas tree without bubble lights on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the colored big Christmas lights, that's Christmas, not these white Italian lights that everybody has now.
Okay.
All right. And
just in time for the holidays.
My first ankle monitor. Yeah. Get ready for a life of crime. Love to see that under the tree.
And apparently, excuse you, the authorities will follow these as much as they follow the real ones, because it seems like there was some sort of horrible crime recently, and the guy was wearing an ankle monitor as he committed it. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's a GPS connection. They don't care. That's a ne'er-do-well you're trying to corral. It has to have another sequence, such as when you're outside your house, it shocks you or digs into your ankle or something.
There you go. You want some Squid Game action here. It should have little knives attached.
Yes.
Yes.
This is what we talked
Okay, you were telling me this before we went live. What the hell is this? Is this legit or is this a gag gift?
Ryan.
I saw it online. Who was saying that a lot of the families have it? Was that Leslie or was that
a lot of what families?
I on certain social media sites, there are regular discussions about people having poop knives. A designated knife in the bathroom for situations where somebody hasn't had enough roughage and they're dealing with plumbing that just isn't up to par.
No. This is
Yes.
a gag gift. This is not real.
Because we're going to go to the next slide. You can't see it if Alan makes it full. It says it's dishwasher.
That right
dishwasher
there is
safe.
wrong. That's wrong on every level.
Oh, come on. Oh,
So be
geez.
damaged by how
How giant are these things that you have to cut them up?
So I'll go back to there. You go.
Once again,
there we can come back.
Not enough roughage and really bad plumbing.
All right.
Okay.
We used to call them.
This was from IKEA. I didn't share that this week you can get for the holidays a large meatball the size of a small turkey.
Are you serious, Clark?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the meatball, Clark.
And it's obviously Swedish because it's got the white gravy.
Okay, that reminds me. Last night I was talking about Howard Cosell when he was doing Monday Night Football. When Lennon was shot, he breaks the news. Last night on David Muir, he did the story about Chevy Chase falling off the stage.
Wow.
As if that's a news story.
Chevy should stay home, as you said, Garrett. Right?
Yeah, I think he might want to start staying home, but he came out in a wheelchair. Did you see the footage?
Mm-hmm.
No,
he came out in a wheelchair. Now, I don't know if that was a gag or whatever. He did stand up at that point, but then he fell off the front of the stage. That was on the nightly ABC News. Like, that's a news story. What the? And the other one that is interesting, that Dancing with the Stars guy, his wife had brain surgery or something. But, okay, that was on the nightly news. I don't understand why I need to know about that. And then that guy put it on Instagram. Why is he sharing that? Why is that my business?
There may be, I don't want to disparage the journalistic integrity of ABC News here, but maybe there's some sort of correlation between Dancing with the Stars on ABC and ABC News. Because on our local ABC News, there's a lot of that
tie-in
crossover. Yes.
Okay, but that's wrong. Just because it's another show on your network, you got to. But that guy, what's his name? I don't even know his name. Anyway, he put it on Instagram, and I'm thinking, is that something you need to share with everybody? That's a personal matter, isn't it?
Kind of.
It's on Instagram about an hour after she had the surgery. Okay, but and then it's on ABC News.
Yeah. well, because David is,
he's
got his finger on the pulse.
That's right. He starts off with they might be flooding the tunnels of Hamas, and then 10 minutes later he's talking about Chevy Chase falling off a stage. What the hell is this mishmash?
Once again, he has 1/2 hour to encapsulate all the there you go, without commercials, to encapsulate everything, the most important stories affecting all of us in the United States of America and beyond. And that's what they come up with. So yay.
That's it. I might have a segment, the weirdest story that Meier had on his news every night, because that didn't fit.
He just confounds you daily.
I know. I'd love to be in on the meeting on what they're deciding to put on the show. Chevy Chase fell off a stage. Yes. Was he? Unless he was killed, that's not a story.
No.
No. And plus, it's kind of funny because if you remember him on Saturday Night Live in the first couple seasons, that was his shtickle. He'd always fall down.
Right.
That was his thing. So I thought maybe that's what he was doing. All right. Oh, it's Derek.
Couple more.
Derek
this
Huff.
is from
Derek Huff, not David.
Oh,
Derek.
I don't really.
Oh, okay.
You talk about people don't know who Brad Pitt is. This is really come on.
Well, Derek, good heavens, man! He used to be a dancer, and now he's a judge, and his sister is the like the color commentator now too. Juliana is part of that.
Right.
And I don't even watch the show, but I knew that a girl whose name begins with X1. So there you go.
Okay. Good to know.
I have, this is a picture George sent. Next couple.
This is
John Lennon's car.
John Lennon's last car that he owned.
Yes.
A Mercedes station wagon. I just don't picture John Lennon in a Mercedes station wagon.
Yeah. So
I'm going to the store. Yoko, you want to go to the store? I don't even picture him driving. That seems like an odd thing to see a John Lennon driving.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it's in good shape.
Yeah, mint.
79.
And he had to learn how to drive on the other side. This had to be
just like when George Costanza bought John Voight's car
Voight's.
on Seinfeld.
Yeah, it wasn't the John Voight. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All
what
right.
else? This was I said I don't know if I sent this along. Someone wrote this on because there was too many potholes in the street somewhere. They posted that on.
What does it say?
I've seen holes filled in better on Pornhub.
Okay, that's funny.
That ain't right.
That's funny.
And it looks like all of a sudden they got all filled in.
Well, and this goes hand in hand with the people in the UK who've been spray painting penises around potholes, realizing that the local authorities are more apt to fill them in to cover up the spray paint that way. So, okay.
And I put this on there. This was online. I said someone's selling a go-kart. I know you wanted a go-kart as a kid.
I wanted a go-kart so bad as a kid. I can't even tell you how badly I wanted this. And my father said, if you become an altar boy, I'll get you a go-kart. I became an altar boy, no go-kart. And I thought, well, this sets me up for my disappointment. And I don't know why he even promised that, because we had a lot of kids. And I'm thinking, he can't really buy me. And plus, it would be dangerous to have me out on the street on a go-kart. But that one looks industrial.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't know. It was on Facebook for sale, so I just grabbed an image of it. It was in a cinema.
How much?
I don't remember. A couple $100.
How much for that?
A couple $100. It could be yours, Gary.
Was this part of what was the impetus for you buying that Jackie Cooper book? My father promised me a go-kart.
Okay. All right. Now you're turning.
But I thought you guys would have gotten started with a cleaning kit like this as a kid. I saw this in the store and thought of you guys, that you must have started young and had your own home sweep.
That's legit there. That's an actual
that was at Walmart the other day.
Yeah.
Get your kids dusting, sweeping, and mopping at the age of 6.
Damn straight. My first Swiffer.
This was a car fire just down the street in Waukesha. They posted online. I haven't seen a good car fire for a while, and this one's.
Yeah, I always wonder how a car starts on fire.
I don't know, and this one's like.
Oh, some friends of mine just had one of theirs burn up. They were it was very bad, and it was a car subject to a recall for apparently just this problem.
Oh wow,
that's how they start on fire, because they're not made properly.
Exactly.
There's gasoline, there's electricity, and there's wires that can go haywire.
Yeah, well, I come from experience here. We had a Corvair station wagon. The engine was in the back, and my sister was sitting in that area. There was a package shelf over the engine, and it caught on fire.
Wow.
Yeah, and those things were notorious for catching on fire. I mean, that was their whole thing. Who was that consumer guy?
Ralph Nader.
Yeah, he made a whole thing out of the Corvair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unsafe at any speed? Was that the
Unsafe
Corvair?
at any speed? Yeah, that was the book.
There's my last picture. Boy. Yep, there he is with Father Matthew. So
did they dunk him?
No, they just poured it over his head. So, but we asked him for a little extra holy water, but he has his baptismal stole on there, and
and he has been straight and narrow ever since, as far as just a good kid.
He has
even more than usual.
Right. I mean, I don't say he's not a good kid, but this week he's
I mean, he's really pious and just unbelievable.
He's trying. He's
trying.
Oh, that's really good.
So it was a nice. And then we went out to Olive Garden and ate all the soup, salad, and breadsticks we could eat.
That's what they want.
Yep.
Isn't that gluttony?
No.
No. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
that's all I have.
At some point, and that's where you'll have to be your own judge.
Yes.
All right, Ryan. I think we're coming up to the top of the
Yes,
hour.
we
You know
are.
what that means.
Traffic, news, weather, sports.
Weather, sports, 15 minutes of a lot of stuff that you can find on your phone.
There you
and
go.
Here we go.
There we go.
It
It
It was
did.
there.
It was there.
I didn't hear it.
I heard it.
Oh, how did you
Oh,
not
really?
hear? Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not hear it. I heard that.
Close
How do
enough.
I not hear it? What's
I
going
don't know.
on?
It happened.
Do you have stories, or do you want to take a night off? What do you want to do?
You know what? Let me just do one story because somebody alluded to it in the comments, and I did mention it in the pre-show. The rest of this you can hear on Monday's show. How about that? That's a nice way. Although our friend George Bliss also wanted me to point out, and a lot of you guys have pointed out too, that Ryan O'Neal has passed away. Love story and father of Tatum and all that stuff. So
yeah, Farrah Fawcett's husband.
There you go. He
That
quite
kind of thing.
quite a storied career.
Now I can
Meanwhile-
imagine a lot of people would go, "Who's that?" if they don't know who Brad Pitt is.
How the frack do you not know who Brad Pitt?
Okay.
Anyway, BBC newswoman was forced to issue an apology after she was caught flipping the bird on live TV. Miriam Moshiri was flipping off her camera person when the camera went live, making it look like she was giving her audience the finger. Ms. Moshiri.
Sorry.
That's okay. Miss Cough Button. Ms.
Give him the
Moshiri
finger, Leslie.
issued a public apology following the incident, explaining, "I wasn't flipping the bird at viewers or even a person. Really, it was a private joke with the team, and I'm sorry it went out on the air. It was not my intention for this to happen, and I'm sorry if I offended or upset anyone."
All right, Ed, on John Lennon's death, I shouldn't have said it. It was wrong.
It
and
was
now
wrong.
It's all this, and I should have said something else, and
Yeah.
it was wrong.
She's getting more publicity now than ever
Yes.
because there is this picture of her everywhere
Yes.
in the world this week flipping
As
the
I
bird.
have said, Leslie, if something goes wrong, 10 minutes of material, everything goes right. You got nothing.
You got nothing. David Muir every day puts out 23 minutes of quality stuff, and
Oh yeah.
nobody cares
Yeah.
except
Yeah.
Garry. So
That's
should
it?
we do this? Well, yeah,
Is
I
this
think.
right? Let me just look through the screen door a little bit.
No, gosh, damn it! Thank you.
Is that it? All right. At least
Yes.
I got it up right there. Okay. All right. Are we ready to give something away, Alan?
Sure.
Hashtag
let's do
Peppermint, you guys.
Here we go.
Well, let's find the music cue. That would be this one.
All right. You want to say hello to somebody? Up. Huh? Banana Man.
Wait, didn't Banana Man win very recently?
I don't know. We ask people not to participate if they've won recently, but we can't put an ankle monitor on everybody.
Exactly. And if you want to start, there is my first ankle monitor, just so you get a feel for it. But
Banana Man, have you won recently?
have you? 3M.
All right.
Congrats. Well, I mean,
All right. Hey, Alan, tell Banana Man what to do.
there you go.
Email Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply with your mailing address. Or if you'd like to fess up because you've won before, let Leslie know that too.
All right. Well, I'll get
And
that.
be
to
that
Leslie.
as it may, that is up to you. There will be other giveaways. Every week we come up with a new prize package, so there's always something for you down the road a piece.
All right. Leslie, is Angry Mama around? Because, hello, Mr. Letterman. Hello.
What do you want, asshole?
I love it. I love when you talk mean to me.
I'm making time with PP Santa. This guy's got something
Sorry.
to offer, and I like it. I want him to put it into
Sorry.
the holes in my head.
Oh, wow. Okay. Happy holidays.
Girl, you're on a roll. Anyway.
That's it. Hey, it's the home of the kitchen schnauzers. and it's time to give out the cannoli. It's delicious. Here it is. All right, we got to talk about what the Schnauzer should be doing this weekend.
Well, thanks to Jenna Duddleston, who we love with all of our heart and who has a birthday coming up. Happy birthday again, Jenna. I would just dunk that Schnauzer in a peppermint white Russian.
Done.
What could go wrong?
Done. 3 in the green. Have a great weekend. Talk to you on Monday. It is the flaps that are down. Wheels are down. It's the red and green we're in now because it's the holidays. The GarrForce, America's podcast, the voice of the globe, has landed.
And that's it for all the news and nonsense here at the GarrForce.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Thanks for streaming. Like, subscribe, and be kind. But no need to rewind. It sure would be terrific if you subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs.
If you're watching this show recorded, that button is right here. And if you'd like to look at past episodes, try that button.
Boom. Shakalaka.
That's it.
Oh, I guess I'm alone again. All right, how do you shut this thing off?